turnover. Siakam got a little sloppy with a dribble. Williams running ahead of the pack, goes in and throws it down.
Okay, NBA Finals, Game 5. The Oklahoma City Thunder, right there on the edge. Their first championship since moving to OKC. Stakes are just absolutely sky high.
Could be higher.
And today, we're diving deep into that huge Game 5. We're really going to zero in on the performance of the Thunder's young star, Jalen Williams. Just exceptional.
Truly.
And you might be wondering, how does a player, not just perform, but really ascend on the biggest stage like that, pushing his team towards, basketball immortality?
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to unpack. That's our mission today. We're not just going to rattle off the numbers, although, wow, the numbers are impressive.
Oh, yeah.
But we want to look at the story, the narrative, right, of Jalen Williams really rising to this moment.
How it all fits together.
Exactly. How his game connects with the Thunder's strategy, what it really means for the rest of this series, and, his future, too. Big picture stuff.
And we got to touch on the other side, too, the Indiana Pacers and the challenges they ran into trying to stop him.
Definitely. Can't ignore that context.
Okay, so let's set that scene. Game 5, fourth quarter. You could just feel it, right? The tension.
Oh, yeah. Palpable.
OKC had this 18-point lead, seemed comfortable, and then suddenly, poof, down to 2 points.
Just evaporated, and the Pacers were coming hard.
Roaring back. It felt like they really sensed they could steal this one. And then, the ball swings over to Jalen Williams, right wing.
Yep.
First-time All-Star, only his third season, remember?
Still so young.
And he just calmly sinks this massive three-pointer.
Huge shot. Absolute momentum killer for Indiana.
Totally halted them. And that wasn't just the shot itself. It sparked something, right? Kicked off an 18-6 run for OKC.
Put the game away. Essentially, it was the dagger moment.
No doubt. The turning point.
And what's amazing, like you said before, it wasn't just that one shot. It was the peak of just a whole night of dominance.
40 points.
40 points. A playoff career high on, 14 of 25 shooting.
Yeah, and 3 of 5 from 3, 9 of 12 from the line. Super efficient, all in just 35 minutes.
And filled the stat sheet, too. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal. Just an all-around massive game.
And the history. Scoring 40 in the finals at his age. He's the third youngest ever to do it.
Who are the other two again?
Magic Johnson and Russell Westbrook.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty rarefied air he's breathing right now.
Hall of Fame company. For a guy in year 3, it's kind of nuts.
It really is. And it makes you think about how he got those points, his attacking style.
Relentless, wasn't he?
Absolutely relentless. 9 of 16 on shots right around the rim. And almost all of those came off drives.
And that's the thing, right? That driving, that attacking the rim, it wasn't just him being athletic. It's something he consciously worked on this season.
Exactly. That's what's insightful, to develop skill. That body control, the timing on those layups, the scoops, the high bankers.
The stuff fans are calling Kyrie-esque online.
Yeah, we're calling him Batman or a DRWG. That ability forces defenders into bad spots, fouls, off-balance contests. It's strategic.
It's not just raw talent. It's smart basketball.
Precisely. His teammates definitely saw it.
Oh, yeah. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP, he called him really gutsy and fearless. Said, felt like every time we needed a shot, he made it.
High praise from the team leader.
And Coach Daigneault said Williams was on the gas the entire night, just applying constant pressure.
Chet Holmgren, too, just kind of gushing. It doesn't matter where he's at. He's special.
Seems like universal agreement there. Did you see anything specific, though? Any adjustments he made in Game 5 compared to earlier games that let him get to the rim so effectively?
I think it was his decision-making on the drives. It wasn't just head down, forcing it every time. He seemed better at reading the defense, knowing when to attack, when to pull up, when to kick it out.
Smarter aggression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like we said, it wasn't just him. It worked perfectly alongside SGA.
Right. SGA still had a monster game himself. 31 points, 10 assists.
2 steals, 4 blocks. Just typical MVP stuff from Shai.
And that was his 15th 30-point game just this postseason.
Which is crazy. Only Jordan in 92 and Hakeem in 95 had more in a single playoff run.
So you've got these two guys playing at historic levels, basically.
Yeah.
But how does Williams' huge night really help SGA? Does it ever risk taking the ball out of the MVP's hands too much?
That's the beauty of their dynamic, I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to work that way. They combined for 71 points in Game 5.
71.
Yeah. And they either scored or assisted on 103 of the team's 120 points. That's almost everything.
Nuts.
Their combined points in these first 5 finals games, 291. That's the 4th most ever for a duo since the merger.
Wow. So historically potent.
Right. And the key insight, I think, is how Williams taking on more point guard duties, handling the ball more, especially against that Pacers pressure.
Yeah, Indiana was bringing the Heat full court.
Exactly. That actually eased the burden on SGA. Allowed him to play off ball sometimes, save some energy, pick his spots more carefully.
Okay, that makes sense.
And SGA himself said it. I trust him completely, like I trust myself.
That says it all, doesn't it? That level of trust between your two best players.
It's huge. Not just co-stars, but real synergy. Elevates the whole team.
And speaking of Williams, his whole journey, it's kind of wild how fast it's happened.
So fast. He's only 24, third year, drafted 12th overall in 2022, not even top 10.
And this season, first-time All-Star, third-team All-NBA, second-team All-Defense, averaging career highs across the board, almost 22 points, over 5 boards, 5 assists, 1.6 steals.
Just an incredible leap.
But what makes it compelling, I think, isn't just the success now, but the fact that it wasn't always smooth sailing, right?
Not at all. That's exactly right. He's had those ups and downs, those tricky postseason moments, as they say.
Yeah, people remember him struggling in the playoffs last year against Dallas.
And even this year. Against Denver in the second round. Remember that stretch? 3 games where he shot, what was it, like 10 for 43?
Oof. Brutal offensively.
Yeah. But then he bounces back, dominant in Game 7 against Denver. And now this in the finals. It shows that resilience isn't just about toughness, it's about targeted improvement.
What do you mean by targeted?
Like, after struggling with efficiency before, you could see him working specifically on finishing through contact, on making better reads under pressure. It wasn't just shoot more, it was attack smarter. Turn those old weaknesses into strengths right now.
And you can see that building through the final series itself. Started with 17 in Game 1.
Then 19 in Game 2.
Then 26-27, which was his playoff high at the time.
Culminating in the 40-point explosion in Game 5.
He's got, 25 points and 5 boards in 3 straight finals games now?
Yeah. First guy younger than 25 to do that since Shaq back in 95.
Shaq. Okay, another legendary comparison. It's almost unreal watching a young player improve during the finals like this.
It's incredibly rare. And it goes back to his mindset, doesn't it? He talks about pressure as a privilege.
Right.
His coach mentioned it too. His focus on the improvement led him to being the player he is right now. It's not just talk. He seems to genuinely embrace those tough spots as chances to get better.
So he's grown into this legit 3-level scorer, can facilitate too.
A complete threat. Which is why you hear those comparisons now, Jimmy Butler, Tatum, maybe even D. Wade in terms of elevating in big moments.
That maturity, that constant development, it's impressive.
Hugely impressive.
Okay.
But it wasn't just Williams, right? Game 5 was also about OKC's team effort.
Absolutely. That defense was stifling.
23 Pacers turnovers. That's just killer in a finals game.
And OKC turned those into 32 points. Meanwhile, the Thunder only had 11 turnovers, led to just 9 Pacers points.
It's that turnover battle. We knew it would be a swing factor, and OKC just dominated it. Total control in that aspect.
And they finally found their shooting touch from deep again.
Yeah, that was crucial. After going 3 for 17 in Game 4.
Yikes. Right. But in Game 5, they hit 14 of 32. That's 44%.
Massive difference. And it wasn't just the stars. Aaron Wiggins hitting shots, Cason Wallace hitting shots.
Wiggins had 14, Wallace 11. They combined for 7 of 11 from 3.
Yeah. That's a huge lift from your role players.
Yeah.
Shows the depth.
So OKC clicked, but on the flip side, Indiana, they had some real issues, kind of shot themselves in the foot a bit too.
Yeah, definitely. Starting with Tyrese Halliburton.
Clearly wasn't right with that calf injury.
Not at all. Finished with only 4 points, 0 for 6 shooting, 0 for 4 from 3. His first scoreless first half in a playoff game ever.
And you heard he insisted on playing even though he wasn't 100%.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the lack of scoring from him. His injury really messed up their whole offensive flow. He's the engine, right?
Their main playmaker.
So with him limited, fewer good pick and rolls, transition game suffers, forces other guys into spots they aren't maybe comfortable with.
Right. And then Pascal Siakam.
Had a big scoring night, 28 points, team high.
6 turnovers, a playoff career high for him.
Yeah, and Halliburton called that combination low scoring from him, high turnovers from Siakam, a recipe for disaster.
And those turnovers weren't just random, were they? Felt like OKC's defense forced a lot of them.
Definitely. Traps, pressure, Siakam maybe over-dribbling sometimes. And those turnovers fueled OKC's transition game. Killer swings.
And poor TJ McConnell tried his best.
Man, he gave him such a spark. 18 points, 13 of those in the third quarter alone. Just pure energy.
But even he couldn't carry them all the way. Looked totally gassed by the fourth.
Yeah, you could see it. It just shows how hard it is to sustain that kind of effort when your main guys are hurting or making mistakes. Too much to overcome.
So, wrapping this up, where does it leave this series? Thunder up 3-2.
One win away from their first title in OKC.
And the history says teams up 3-2 in the finals. They win it, what, nearly 75% of the time?
Yeah, 74.2%. The odds are heavily in their favor now.
So Jalen Williams' game 5. It really was more than just a great game, wasn't it? It felt like a statement.
Absolutely. It solidified him. Not just a sidekick, but a true co-star capable of carrying them on the biggest stage. Gutsy, fearless, like SGA said.
And it showed that his growth isn't just potential anymore, it's realized performance, built on overcoming those past struggles.
Exactly. Targeted development, paying off when it matters most.
And looking ahead, his rise just makes this Thunder team, well, kind of scary for the rest of the league for years to come, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely scary. His development path, that might just become the blueprint other teams try to copy. Finding and nurturing that kind of talent with that kind of focus.
So this deep dive really shows how crucial that evolution is, right? A player embracing the pressure, leveling up right when the lights are brightest, that can be the difference maker.
No doubt. Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. What do you think is ultimately more critical for a young team trying to win it all? Is it having that consistent MVP level guy like SGA leading the way every night?
Or is it the ability of that second star, like Williams, to keep getting better, to step up and take on that massive responsibility when the pressure is highest? Which one tips the scales towards championship?